Hello guys, how's it going? Merry Christmas, Prussian Sage here, and a lovely holiday season to you all. I feel rather sad I haven't made a video in a while. Been busy with a lot of other stuff, including Christmas charity. But I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to address a rather minute issue, being the Christmas season and the celebrations that come with it. And I'm sure lots of you are, like me, attempting to see what types of things you've done, or at least that which I endeavor to do throughout the year and how far you've come. And if you're a working person, you're going to be at least concerned with the expenditures, not just for the year, but for the upcoming year. So you don't spend a whole lot during Christmas. And if you someone who's not working, you'll be pleased to get any amount of funding you can to make your holiday season memorable. Why am I saying any? The reason being because it is the case during the holiday season that whilst we worry about what we have and what we don't have, and even outside the holiday season, we tend to forget what we truly know, which is essentially the ability for individuals not even to come together, but to reflect on themselves, and to reflect on their lives and on the general purpose of their existence. And this is often thought of as being overtly high-minded or being overtly cerebral about the issue. And sometimes even in a bid to prevent this reflection, particularly during the holiday season, a lot of people attempt to seek out just pleasure, anything they can get their hands on. And, they believe that if they go to, dare I say, a bar, or probably the bar scene, that is going to prevent them, at least the momentary celebrations that are going to prevent them from having to introspect this important aspect of things. And not that there is anything wrong with celebration, but it so happens that there are things in the world that also counterbalance celebration, because a lot of people say life is suffering. I think life is sweet. I think life is wonderful. And because I think life is wonderful, I think that one must balance his estimation of calamity with his estimation of joy. And that's an important way to live. You hope for the best, but you plan for the worst. And, in an attempt to avoid these rather important issues, people go into psychology. They say, if I meet a therapist, I will feel better. If I meet people who I care about, I will feel better. If I meet loved ones, I will feel better. If I have a girlfriend, I will feel better. Unfortunately, the core of the issue seems to be less simplistic, because, or it seems to be less externally driven, let's say. External validation is fleeting. Internal confidence and internal knowledge building. Internal satiation through understanding and self-knowledge lasts a lifetime. You can't gain the most ardent necessities of life, and even food, clothing, shelter. It all starts from your capabilities and from a mindset. Now, I'm not saying that having material possessions is wrong. Nothing could be far more blissful than material satisfaction, of course, at least in the moment. What I am saying is that life is both substance and the immaterial. Life is both fact and theory. Life is both ease and dis-ease, I guess. It is both peace and conflict. And the idea is not to attempt to control either part of it. The idea is to learn to go with the flow. And that is an axiom and a concept that a lot of people seem to miss. We're all engaged in this rat race and we're trying to survive. And we're trying to make the best out of it. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is the case, a lot of people lose themselves in the midst of it. They lose the abstractions that give them meaning. And over time, they come to discard them as unnecessary. I'm not going to model or rant on any longer, or at least not just for any much longer anyway. But I would like to leave you with the following set of words. Life is like a moat, or basically a massive water body. The waves come and go. It ebbs and it flows. And sometimes the ebbs and flows can seem ominously difficult. And some people just opt out of it, either forcefully or by basically doing nothing and abandoning it all, including their own personal care, their personal worth. Because if they can close their eyes hard enough, perhaps the difficulties of life will disappear, will go away. Unfortunately, it is the case that life is for the living. And living has its difficulties, its good times and its bad times. Marcus Aurelius, the last great philosopher king of Rome, once said that, at least once penned in his book Meditations, you alone have power over your mind, not outside events. When you learn that, you gain true power. When you learn that getting angry at the world will be like getting angry at the sun for shining or the grass for being green, then you realize all is vanity. All is vanity upon vanity. Which brings me to my main point. Life is fortune and misfortune. And because it is fortune and misfortune, we must treat both with equal measure. So you don't have to be swept in either direction by the waves of the moment. You can rise to the height of your potential. And you might ask, how do you do that? Well, it is obvious. Adhere to the wheels of fortune, to time and season, to heat and cold, to summer and winter. But focus ardently and ground yourself on the basis of cause and effect, the chancellors of time, the chancellors of even the immortals. Regardless of momentary victory, of losses, or of gains, or of success, or of failures, nothing can bring you peace but yourselves. Nothing can bring you peace but the triumph of principle and of self-worth. And having self-worth means doing things that you're proud of. What I'm trying to say, in essence, with all of this, is that there is nothing wrong with living in the moment, but living consciously in the moment. You can't buy happiness, because happiness is not something you do simply. It's also something that you are. To do, you must first learn to be. This is very important. With that being said, I wish you a Merry Christmas. If possible, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I haven't made a video in a while, but that is something I'll have to get around to in due course, at least before the end of the year. My series on creeping socialism is still a work in progress. The research is quite massive, actually, but it is something that's worth doing. So, with that in mind, I bid you farewell, a good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.